Hey, good day, good day, good day, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me once again. I am the one they call Brian Glaze Gibbs. This is my ministry. Today, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about the year 1981. I was 17 years old, and I used to hang out with, brothers from my neighborhood in the area that was a few years older than me. But it's like then, I don't know, we was out there, didn't have no real plan, no real direction, and we was like all like lost sheep, like wolves. And even during that period of time, I look at the music back then. T-Ski, Catch the Beat. Good evening, everybody. So glad you're here. All the people in the front and the people in the rear. Fire and Desire, Rick James and Tina Marie. Evelyn Champagne King, I'm in Love. Let me see what else. What was out there? It was so many different hot songs. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? My funky sensation. The style. What was the style? Clothing style. Back then, what was hot? British Walkers, Playboys, sheepskin, leather bombers. That was the thing. That was a thing that we wore back then. Leaves, BVD, nylon. That was what we was into. But anyway, let me get into the story. It was just crazy, young, wild. We was out there. And what I'm going to call this episode, I guess Flatbush versus East New York, or East New York versus Flatbush, however y'all want to look at it. It was these individuals out there at the time. They had a hell of a reputation. I don't know. I guess they were within the same age bracket we was. But one guy in particular, his name was Harold Rat Bennett. Okay? So look, here's a picture of Harold Rat Bennett. These guys from Flatbush, Jamaican guys. Right now is him, Vance, and right now, those guys was putting in work back then. I'm talking about shooting up people, killing them, robbing them, you name it, they did it or whatever. And right now is they came to East New York. Why they came to East New York? Probably got too hot in Flatbush. So anyway, they came to East New York. And when they came to East New York, me and the older guy in particular, I can't say, this cat was like 20 years old. This is me back then. Okay. But I was like, this is a second grade picture. But me and this older guy, what we decided to do, we decided that we was going to get Rat. We was going to take him out. Okay. So for some reason, we found out that he was in the pink houses. So the pink houses is right, like several blocks, across like Linden Boulevard, like not too far from us. So we left Cypress, went to pink houses looking for Rat. Okay. When we got to pink houses, you know what? We ran into Rat. Okay. Me and this other cat, we strapped. And the game plan is, soon as we see him, we going to lit his ass up. But guess what? As soon as we push up on him and we got him, just me and him against Rat. Next thing you know, it was like the Matrix. It's like 3 or 4 other guys start coming out of nowhere. Like they came out of the tree. Like, whoa, wait a minute here. So we thought we had a drop on the brother when we didn't. They had to drop on us. So long story short, we came with some type of resolution and it was squash. Okay. Long and behold, I didn't last long. I went to jail shortly after that to do my first bid, 3.5 years for robbery. And Rat stuck around, he stuck around in Cypress neighborhood and he hung out. He ran into my man, Domino. Curtis Gibbs. This is Domino right there. Okay. Here's another picture of Domino. So when Rat ran into Domino, he said, yo, man, when I was away in C-76, your cousin, man, he took care of me, man. He made sure nobody did anything to me. He took care of me, made sure I was all right, man. So in the strength, you good people. We're a family. Okay, cool. So Rat kept hanging around. He ran into Walter King Tut Johnson. They became cool. They became real cool. They wound up catching a case together. They wound up sticking up the Jehovah's Witness church, back in 1982. And that's the church that Tut was raised in. And his family was in attendance at the time when these guys burst into the church and they stuck it up. Sit back and think about it, folks. Like you look at it, what in the heck they going to get out of Jehovah's Witness church? I'm talking about right now. Imagine these guys, 17, 18 years old. And they going and sticking up. I'm talking about a whole congregation of Jehovah's Witness. Where's the money at? But, long story short, here it is. Rat kept hanging out. And as he kept hanging out in the neighborhood or whatever, you're just hearing different things or whatever. So what wound up happening was eventually, like I say, he flipped. And he flipped on Domino. Okay? Rat You know what I'm saying? Flipped on Domino. Here, gonna rat again. And what he decided to do, he decided to rob Domino. So the crazy part about that was like, damn, man, wait a minute. What's wrong with this guy? Where's the loyalty at? But then again, that's why he left Flatbush, or he got chased out of Flatbush, because he was doing the same thing, sticking up his friends. And guess what? These guys was coming to get him or whatever. But what a lot of people didn't understand at the present time, you sit back and look at it like, damn, man, like if we all cool, and like I told you, in Eastern New York, he hit a lot of different guys. He started robbing, they hang out 1 minute, next thing you know, he robbing them. And what people didn't understand at present time was this, man. Rat had a habit. And back then, what he used to do is he used to smoke cigarette. And what he used to do when he smoked his cigarette, he used to put cocaine in it. And once he put the cocaine in it, guess what? He was freebasing. He was more or less like that. That was crack before anybody know what crack was. So here it is, when he used to freebase, like smoke the cigarette, the rulers, next thing you know, and put in his weed, next thing you know, his eye used to get so glassy. And guess what? He turned into a whole totally different person. And when he turned into that person, he didn't care. Whoever was around him, guess what? He flipped on him and he robbed them. Okay? So now you look at it. As time went on, what wound up happening? Rat, Domino, all of them. By that time, I was already upstate New York serving my bid 3.5 years. And Domino was in there on Rikers Island. Tut, Rat, it was all on Rikers Island. And when Rat came in, Domino's already there. And right now, he caught Rat in the yard. And when he caught Rat in the yard, he whipped his behind. You know what I'm saying? So the difference is right now, sometime what you do in the street, guess what? It can come back to you in penitentiary, in prison, in jail. That's the same thing. Sometimes what you do in prison, what you do to people in jail, what you do to people in the penitentiary can come back and bite you in the rear end when you least expect it. So when you look at it and you see, like, you can't get away with anything, really. So when you sit back and you look at the whole story or whatever with these individuals, it's like, man, like, here it is. I was 17 at the time. So these guys were either 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And look at the lifestyle we was into at such an early age. Robbing a Jehovah's Witness church, okay? Sticking up your friends. You know what I'm saying? Killing, shooting people at that age. Like, where was our home training? Where was, like, the guidance? Where was the direction? Why we was lost? Like, lost. This is the early 80s. Why in the heck we was lost? Like, where was our parent? Okay, I know my mom, she was working. My pops, he was working. So the difference is, it didn't make no difference because we still went out there and did what we wanted to do. Sit back and think about it. I was in the church back then, and I still fell victim to what? The street. Because I want to be down, I want to be cool. And listen, folks, listen, young folks, listen to this, man. Here it is. If you're going to follow people, if you're going to have a crew, make sure they all are positive and powerful and they leading you into the right direction. Opposed to hanging out with individuals that going to cost you time out of your life that you cannot get back. That going to cost you to get a gun case, get a felony, get, a felony drug charge, a felony gun charge. Guess what? Once you get those felonies in your record, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You don't have a future. What you start doing is becoming eventually a career criminal because once again, where you going to go at? Who's going to hire you? Listen, stop making these knuckleheads mistake. Stop thinking you're cooler or you're smarter than what you are. Listen, it's not worth it. Take it from somebody that know. My name is Glaze Gibbs. I done been through hell and back. And my ministry is my story, my life experience. And the only thing I'm doing is, listen, I'm sharing, taking the time, sharing. I used to be part of the problem. Now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. Listen, email me, Brian, BrianGibbs 1201 @yahoo.com. Get your signed copy of Beyond Lucky, the Brian Glaze Gibbs story, a true story of crack, money, murder, and redemption. The difference is I started this journey when I was 14, okay? And right now, look what happened to me from the age of 14 to 24 and who I became. All because I got caught up and I fell in love with the city. Look at the picture. Light, camera, action, New York City, Broadway. Fell in love with it. And I chose all the wrong decisions. I made all poor and bad decisions. And it cost me. And it cost me time that I cannot get back. So I went through hell and back. 15 years in and out of jail, in and out of prison. For what? What I'm saying is, listen, stop making that multi-billion-dollar prison system your permanent address. It's not worth it. Take it from somebody that knows. I'm here. I was that test dummy. I was the guy that went out there and did stupid things and it cost me and it came back and bite me on the rear end. Don't be that way. Sit back and watch and listen and learn. You know, that's what it's all about. That's why I'm here. I'm here to share my life experience and the hope that I can touch somebody out there, that somebody will be listening to the words that come into my mouth and understand that this brother's sincere. Listen, it took me to go through hell and back. And it's only because of the grace of God that I'm here today to share my life experience. So once again, folks, my name is Glaze Gibbs. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share this, video. And that's what it's all about. Trying to help one another in this troublesome time, getting them to understand crime doesn't pay. Listen, get your book, get your merchandise. It's all in my description box. Once again, folks, thank you for joining me. You know, my name is Glaze Gibbs. One love. Peace.